You're listening to the Swish Edition. Because you have nothing better to do.
Hi. Is
How
it
are
going?
you?
It's going. Yeah.
It's going. Wednesday.
I'm good.
Wednesday.
I'm good. How are you? It's
I'm
Wednesday.
good. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Scott, let's start with some aviation news. We
Of
haven't done that in a
course.
while.
All right.
This comes from the What the Hell files. British Airways crew are no longer allowed to eat, drink, or take selfies. Yeah. So British Airways announced last week that their pilots and flight attendants are no longer allowed to be seen eating or drinking coffee or anything, really, any beverage except water, which they're supposed to drink, quote, discreetly in public and while they're in their uniforms. That includes being in the airport as well as on the plane. And like they're all going to be massively dehydrated. They're all going to be falling out. What possible reason could they have for this? We of course suspect that the unions are going to push back on this eventually. They are also no longer allowed to commute on airplanes in their uniforms, which I think I kind of get that one. And they've also banned employees from taking photos and videos on the plane or in airports or even at the hotels where they're doing layovers, where they're staying. It's a social media clampdown, apparently.
That one makes sense to me. I can see why an airline would want to very much control the image of their airline. And if you can't control your employees when they're on the plane doing their job or supposedly doing their job, when they're not taking selfies of themselves, or if they're at the hotel, maybe doing something like maybe you see a bottle of beer in the background. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could go wrong.
Sure.
So I understand that. Not letting them drink coffee, like they're not allowed to go to Starbucks in their uniform.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And sometimes these poor flight attendants and pilots are stuck in the airport for hours and hours on end. Why shouldn't they be allowed to eat and drink? They are human. And
they're going to. Because they're human beings, so they're going to.
Of course they're going to, and they're going to put up with whatever comes down from the top. Karen from Minneapolis wrote to us and said she saw you drinking a macchiato at the, Denver airport. How dare you?
No, they won't be writing. They'll be snapping pictures of them, of British Airways employees furtively sneaking around the corner trying to get their espresso fix. And someone's going to be taking their picture and posting it on social media.
Well, it's funny. The first thing I do in the morning, I get up, I pour myself a cup of coffee. I sit down.
Of course.
I sit down with Mika and Joe, and I immediately have my phone in my hand, and I'm looking at all the news and what's happened overnight while I was sleeping. And I saw that an American Airlines flight attendant got in trouble for drinking a bottle of water on an active flight, meaning they were in the air. A flight attendant's not allowed to drink water? I mean, what kind of insanity is that?
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah. I don't care what the flight attendant eats or drinks in the galley. It's not my business. And if you're on a 5, 8, 10-hour flight, of course you're going to eat and drink things.
What are they supposed to do? Starve and be dehydrated? That's so stupid.
Really, really stupid. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
Why do I look so washed out today?
I don't know.
There's no color here. I need a color balance. If you guys are
can
listening,
fix it.
Yeah, well, we still have a lot of people that are only listening to the audio version of our show. And here's a reminder, you guys, we're also on YouTube. You can watch Kristin and I make the show. Why wouldn't you want to do that? We're so cute. Although I look washed out today. Yeah.
Maybe not today. Yeah. I feel like I've reverted back to like grunge or something. I don't know what's going on. It's cold. It's here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's cold, relatively speaking. It's not really cold. It's raining today, and so I have on like a dark flannel and some dark earrings with skull and crossbones on them,
crossbones on
black
them.
fingernails. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Kristin is getting ready for Halloween, which is still 6 weeks away, but excited about that. Hey, let's go back up in the skies because I want to talk about this. This is so ridiculous, and this goes along with all the ridiculous we're just talking about on British Airways. Now in the United States, have you heard of this? It's called the Installed Physical Secondary Barrier. It's a law. It's a law. The first one has now rolled out on a Southwest 737. All right, here's where this came from. You remember 9/11, which we just commemorated last week. It was the 24th anniversary of the horrible terrorist attacks of 9/11 from 2001. Here it is 2025, 24 years later, and this is now just happening to make the cockpit situation more secure. Here's how it works. It's a bifold metal door that is built into the aircraft south of the galley. Okay, so you picture a 737. You come through the front door to get on the airplane. The galley's right in front of you. The lavatory and the cockpit's to your left, and you turn right and go into the airplane. Right? There's going to be a door right there between that entry and the galley and the rest of the passengers. So if a pilot needs to come out of the cockpit during flight to go to the bathroom, the flight attendants are going to close and lock this door so that they can open the cockpit safely.
Mm-hmm.
Up until now, and for the last 24 years, what have flight attendants been doing? They've been pulling out one of the drink carts and putting it, in the front aisle so that
as a barrier,
kind of like a barrier, right? Which is not obviously
a deterrent.
It is a deterrent because if someone really wanted to get through, they could go barreling over and
of course
push that damn thing over. Anyway, there is one airplane in the entire United States with this
after
secondary
24 years
physical barrier. Well, no, because it just kicked in. It just kicked in, and it's only required on brand new aircraft being manufactured. Most of the airplanes flying today are some of them are 10, 15, 20, maybe even up to 30 years old. Planes fly for a long time,
But the thing that is puzzling to me is that you're saying it's just now being mandated. So why didn't they mandate it immediately after 9/11?
That's what I want to know. And if it was really that important for cockpit security, why did they wait so long to put it in place, right? And why aren't they making it mandatory on all airplanes, right?
Right.
Give people a couple months to install them because, planes are flying all the time. You'd have to take it out of service for a day or half a day to put this damn thing in. But that's not what they're doing. They're only requiring it on brand new aircraft.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. It'd be like when they put out the seatbelt, right? They said, well, seatbelts are going to save hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. But you don't need to put it on your car. We'll just put it on the new ones. It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. So, stupid. You should write a strongly worded letter.
To who?
I don't know.
The government? The FAA?
FAA, maybe.
It seems like something that needs to be looked at again because it's silly. It's really silly.
I agree.
In a perfect world, what I would do is I would take out 3 seats and put another bathroom at the front of the airplane and then move the cockpit door back past the first lavatory so that the pilots have their very own bathroom. Wouldn't that make more sense? Then they don't have to come out at all.
Yeah, right.
Although, what happens when the flight attendants have to give the pilots food and beverages? They have to open the door.
It could be like prison. They could slide it through a slot.
Through a slot. Oh, there's so many.
There's your pot roast.
We could spend the rest of our lives just doing episodes about stupid laws.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll sprinkle them in every now and then because things like that just burn me up.
I know.
Burn me
All right.
up.
It could be a regular topic.
It is.
Moving along, because we got to hurry. We ran too long the last time we did this. We got to hurry ourselves along.
Go.
You should really cover the next topic because I'm not thinking about this at all. This is so you.
I'll say it.
Yesterday marked 100 days until Christmas. Scott Wallace is the only person I know who in September has already made lists and is planning things for Christmas.
What do you mean?
The rest of us aren't thinking about it.
What do you mean in September? I've been doing it all year. I've already had the conversation with my sister about the fact that she and Jay are going to be hosting in New Jersey this year. And I told her exactly when I'm coming and when I'm leaving. And she's going to give me Annie's room. And my mom and dad are going to stay at a hotel. I have half of my presents figured out already. I know what I'm going to put in the stockings this year.
My Lord.
I've already figured out what we're going to have on Christmas dinner. There's lots of things. There's lots of things to figure out.
Why are you figuring out the menu? You're not hosting. You just said your sister's hosting.
I am hosting because here's what's happening. This is so crazy. I am going to go to New Jersey on like the 21st. And then I'm coming home on the 25th. So I'll be in New Jersey for presents and breakfast. And then I'm going to the airport, flying home, and I'm having Christmas dinner with my husband in Vegas.
So Dale's not coming to the East Coast part.
Dale's not going to New Jersey, no.
Got it.
So we will be together for Christmas, and I will be with my family for Christmas. It's going to be a long day.
That's a nice way to split it up, though.
Yeah, but Dale's going to do the cooking. He's going to start cooking while I'm in the air.
Really?
And we're having friends over for dinner. So it's going to be a long day. Yeah. So
my gosh.
That's why the planning starts now, Kristin.
Oh no. That's way too that's too much loss of control. So you're telling me you've invited people to your house and you're literally not going to be there to prepare for any of it, and you're just going to walk off a plane and walk into your house and have company over
and sit down and eat dinner.
That's insane.
I think it sounds lovely.
That sounds like the most stressful thing in the world.
I should be at home. I should be walking in the door at like 3:34 p.m. So it's actually, still plenty of time to enjoy appetizers and a glass of champagne. I'll already be drunk by the time I get home.
So you won't care.
I mean, I'm going to be flying all the way across the country. What do you think I'm going to be doing?
You won't care if Dale has scrapped all the plans for the dinner that you wanted him to prepare and has bought a bucket of fried chicken to serve to everyone.
I miss being together on Christmas. Kristin and I used to spend every Christmas Eve together for all the years we were in high school and college, and then several years after that until it all broke down. we got our years fucked up. Well, remember when I bought the beach house in New Jersey, we used to spend Christmas there, and that ruined everything. And then our timing got wrong. And we were never in Williamsburg at the same time.
And we've never gotten it back together because we alternate back and forth between being with Rob's family on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So every other year we flip flop. It never seems to line up anymore.
It probably never will. Unless you guys move to Vegas.
That ain't happening.
I want to tell you one other fun fact. I think this is so cool. I didn't know this. I don't know how I got this far without knowing this. There's an airport in Sonoma County, California. It's called STS. Those are the 4-digit initials. 3-digit.
The 4-digit initials?
3. Yes. That's going to be the title of today's show. Anyway, Sonoma, California's airport is the Charles M. Schultz Sonoma County Airport. And I think that's so cool. I
love that.
Kristin, look at their logo. It has
Snoopy adorable. On it. Adorable.
Now, isn't this a nice, refreshing change from all the fucking airports that are named after career politicians?
That makes you so angry.
It makes me so angry. You know, we had McCarran Airport here in Las Vegas for decades and decades, and they just recently renamed it and spent millions of dollars doing it to change it to the late Harry Reid, who was a senator from Nevada. Fuck him. I don't like career politicians, and I don't think airports should be named after dead people. Well, Charles Schultz is dead. They shouldn't be named after politicians. That's what I think. Name them after happy things. I actually think Las Vegas Airport should just be Las Vegas International Airport. Period.
I was
The
just
end.
going to say, why can't you just name it after the city that it's in and be done with it? But I don't know. What do I know? I don't. Well, I know this next thing that I saw
Yeah.
on, where did I see it? Somewhere on social media. There is a startup in Seattle that is bringing back the corded landline phone, but with a twist. So it's marketed, it's made for children. It's made just for kids. So the whole idea is you give this phone to your kids, you program a certain set of phone numbers, and they can only call those numbers. But it enables them to have the independence to call their friends or their grandparents or their aunts and uncles or their cousins or whoever, their friend next door, without having to give them a dangerous smartphone. I love it. I just love this
that.
idea.
And what's it called?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's called Tin Can. Like a twist on the
that.
whole tin can telephone on a string thing.
Telephone. Which never really worked.
I know, but it was a fun experiment. But the problem is that, well, it's not a problem for them, but the demand is so high that they're all back ordered. You can't get your hands on one until maybe December at the earliest. So good for them.
This is awesome. Well, hey,
I do too.
That would be a good Christmas present idea then, if they're going to be back available in December.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get Max one, and then he'll be calling you at all hours of the day and night.
That's fine with me. That's fine with me. If Max called me on the phone, I would be thrilled to answer that call. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Unless he called you like while you were trying to sleep, because he doesn't quite understand the time difference thing.
Well, that wouldn't be a problem because nobody can call me when I'm asleep because I have that phone turned off.
Okay.
I don't want to be called. There's nothing that could happen that I would need to know about in the middle of the night. That's
what if there was an emergency?
What emergency could it be? What emergency?
I don't
could
know.
It be
Someone's in an accident or is dying or something.
Then I'll deal with it when I get up. God's sakes. I don't need to know about it in the middle of the night. Don't ruin my sleep.
Oh, my Lord.
All right. Well, if you die in the middle of the night, you can call me. All right, Kristin, that's all the time we have for Wednesday. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Hooray.
With a brand new episode.
In the same clothes.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.